There's a moment you've experienced more times than you've admitted. You call her by her name, and nothing changes. The conversation stays polite, predictable, forgettable. But then one man says a different name, just one carefully chosen word, and her eyes linger half a second longer. Her shoulders soften. Her smile appears without permission. She doesn't even realize why. That reaction isn't random. It's psychology. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why the ninth name on this list isn't just memorable. It's the one that quietly separates genuine emotional connection from empty flirtation. Most people misuse it. The few who understand it almost never need to chase attention. If you're fascinated by the hidden psychology behind attraction, manipulation, and human behavior, make sure you're subscribed. We uncover the patterns most people never notice. The first name seems almost too simple to matter. That's exactly why it works. The first is the real name. Picture this. You're standing outside a coffee shop after work. She's talking to 3 different people. Everyone keeps using the same casual labels. Hey. Excuse me. You. Even beautiful. Then you walk over, make calm eye contact, and say her actual name. Emma. Nothing more. No exaggerated compliment, no performance, just her name. Psychologists have noticed that hearing our own name activates areas of the brain linked to identity and personal relevance. In human psychology, our name isn't just a label, it's part of how we experience ourselves. That's why using it with calm confidence feels different from using it desperately every other sentence. The phrase is simple. Emma, I wanted your opinion on something. Not, Emma, Emma, Emma. Neediness dilutes what confidence strengthens. When someone hears their own name spoken naturally, they feel recognized instead of pursued. It's a subtle shift, but you can often see it happen. Their posture opens, their attention locks in. Their response becomes warmer because, for a moment, they feel genuinely seen. But don't mistake familiarity for emotional impact. Because the next name doesn't just make someone feel recognized, it makes them feel emotionally safe in a way most people never understand. The second name is the one most people are afraid to use because it sounds almost too ordinary. Friend. Not as a rejection, not as a disguise, as quiet confidence. Imagine you're leaving a bookstore together. She apologizes for being 5 minutes late, already expecting the usual passive-aggressive comment. Instead, you smile. You're good, friend. Let's go. For a split second, she looks confused, then curious. Why? Because you didn't react like someone trying to earn approval. You reacted like someone who already feels secure. Behavioral research suggests that confidence is often communicated less through what we say and more through the emotional pressure we don't create. When there's no desperation, people instinctively wonder what gives you that level of calm. That's what makes this word powerful. You're not placing her on a pedestal. You're speaking to her as an equal. No chasing, no proving, no pressure. Ironically, that emotional distance often creates more curiosity than endless compliments ever could. You'll sometimes notice it physically. Her eyebrows lift. She laughs a little longer than necessary. The conversation becomes easier because she no longer feels she's carrying the responsibility of managing your expectations. But if you think emotional safety is attractive, the next name creates something even stronger. It creates exclusivity. The third name isn't something everyone gets to hear. It's partner. Not boyfriend, not girlfriend, partner. Picture the scene. You're cooking together for the first time. She reaches for the wrong spice, laughs at herself, and looks embarrassed. You grin. Careful, partner. We're trying to make dinner, not start a science experiment. It's playful. Light. But underneath that single word is a deeper psychological message. You're unconsciously placing both of you on the same team. Not opponents, not pursuer and prize. A team. Human beings naturally form stronger emotional bonds when they feel they're working alongside someone rather than being evaluated by them. Shared identity lowers emotional defenses because it replaces performance with cooperation. Notice what often happens next. She starts using we instead of I. She asks for your opinion more often. She includes you in future plans without realizing she's doing it. That's because people become emotionally invested in relationships where they feel they're building something together instead of simply being admired. If you've ever noticed someone becoming warmer after conversations like this, drop the word team in the comments. Because the fourth name doesn't build teamwork. It quietly triggers something far more powerful. It makes her feel uniquely understood in a way almost nobody else does. The fourth name is one almost nobody expects. Troublemaker. Not as an insult, as a smile wrapped inside a word. Imagine you're walking through a weekend market. She notices a dessert stand, insists she's just looking, then somehow convinces both of you to buy 3 different sweets. She catches you smiling. You shake your head and say, "You're troublemaker." Every plan gets more interesting when you're around. Watch what happens. Instead of defending herself, she laughs. Her shoulders relax. Her eyes stay on you just a little longer. Why? Because you didn't judge her behavior. You gave it a playful identity. People naturally lean toward identities that make them feel emotionally alive. When a nickname captures someone's energy without attacking their character, it becomes something they unconsciously enjoy living up to. The important part is the tone. Warm, relaxed, never sarcastic, never controlling. The goal isn't to label someone. It's to show that you've noticed something uniquely theirs. That feeling is surprisingly rare. But if you think playful recognition creates connection, the next name reaches much deeper. It doesn't describe her personality. It acknowledges her strength. The fifth name is warrior. Most people compliment appearance. Very few acknowledge resilience. Picture this. She tells you about the months she spent caring for a sick family member while still showing up to work every day. She shrugs it off like it wasn't a big deal. Most people would simply say, "You're amazing." You don't. You pause, look her in the eyes, and quietly say, "You're a warrior." Most people would have broken under that. Silence. A different kind of silence. The kind where someone feels seen beneath the surface. Psychologists have noticed that people form stronger emotional bonds with those who recognize qualities they rarely receive credit for. External compliments fade quickly. Internal recognition stays. You may notice her breathing slow. Her expression softens. She begins sharing stories she's never told casual acquaintances. Not because you impressed her, because she felt understood. Real connection isn't built by guessing what someone wants to hear. It's built by accurately recognizing who they already are. But even that isn't the deepest emotional trigger, because the sixth name doesn't recognize strength. It creates belonging. And belonging is one of the most powerful emotional forces in human psychology. These next 3 names become dramatically more meaningful when they're earned rather than used automatically. The 6th name is home. Not because you're claiming someone, because you're describing how they make you feel. Picture the moment. The day's been chaotic, traffic, deadlines, endless notifications. You finally sit together on a quiet park bench. Neither of you says anything for a few seconds. Then you smile and say, "You know something? You feel like home." No dramatic speech, no rehearsed romance, just quiet honesty. In human psychology, one of our deepest needs isn't excitement, it's emotional safety. When someone consistently brings peace instead of pressure, the brain begins associating that person with comfort. Not addiction, not obsession, stability. And stability is far rarer than people realize. The 7th name is favorite human. It sounds playful. But listen to the difference. Instead of saying, "You're perfect," You simply grin and say, "You're becoming my favorite human." Why does that land so differently? Because it feels earned, specific, personal, not a line copied from the internet. It invites a smile instead of demanding a reaction. You'll often notice a subtle laugh, brighter eyes, and a conversation that suddenly feels lighter. No pressure, no performance, just genuine warmth. But if you think that creates closeness, the next name goes even deeper. The eighth name is My Peace. Imagine she's asking why you enjoy spending time with her. Most people answer with compliments. You answer with clarity. You're my peace. Life gets loud. You don't. That sentence doesn't praise appearance, it praises presence. Behavioral research suggests that people remember how they consistently make others feel more than the compliments they receive. When someone associates you with calm rather than emotional chaos, trust grows naturally. And now, the final name. The one we left until the end. The ninth name is by the nickname that belongs only to the two of you. Not one copied from social media. Not baby. Not babe. Something that grows naturally from a shared memory. Maybe she spilled coffee on your first date, and months later you still smile and say, "Morning sunshine spill." Maybe she always steals your fries, so she becomes Captain Fries. The name itself isn't the secret. The shared story behind it is. Psychologists have long observed that private rituals and inside jokes strengthen emotional bonds because they create a sense of us that nobody else can access. A personal nickname isn't powerful because it's clever. It's powerful because it carries history. It says, "We experienced something together, and I remembered." That's what people hold on to. Not polished lines, not rehearsed charm, not endless compliments. So remember what you've learned today. The real name creates recognition. Friend creates emotional safety. Partner builds teamwork. Troublemaker adds playful identity. Warrior acknowledges hidden strength. Home creates comfort. Favorite human brings warmth. My Peace offers emotional stability. And a personal nickname creates a world that belongs only to the two of you. These aren't manipulation techniques. They're reminders that the strongest connections are built through attention, authenticity, and emotional awareness, not control. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another deep dive into the hidden psychology behind attraction, manipulation, narcissistic behavior, and power dynamics. Now tell me in the comments, which of these 9 names do you think carries the most emotional weight, and why? And if you thought this was revealing, wait until you see the next video, where we'll uncover the subtle phrases emotionally manipulative people use every day to gain control without ever raising their voice. Until then, keep your eyes open. Question every pattern, and remember, the most dangerous manipulation is the one you never notice. This is Dark Psychology Decoded.